basically on Friday you put the final touches on your game plan, and then you work on your situations, red zone, short yardage, and goal line. And so we were able to get that done today, and not as sharp as they were Wednesday and Thursday. They were pressing a little bit. So talk to those guys about fixing problems and moving on to the next play, because you do have another play that you have to get ready to go with. So, but then toward the end of the practice, they were sharper and looked better. So I think that they'll be okay and be ready to go. The quarterback, Kyle, he did a nice job. It looks like he's throwing better. And so we're going to start him in the game, and he's going to be the quarterback. Then otherwise, John McGraw tried to practice today. He tried to do a little bit, but he was limited on what he could do. So probably he's doubtful for the game. We were able to get Arenas back on the practice field, and get Baldwin back on the practice field, and both of those guys were recovering from those flu symptoms they had. So that was a good sign that they were able to come today and get on the field. So we'll wrap things up tomorrow, and then we'll play on Sunday. So that's kind of where we are as far as this week is concerned. Any questions?
Romeo, earlier in the week you indicated that maybe the biggest problem for Orton would be in taking the snap. Have you experienced any problems? Has he experienced any problems with that this week?
The ball has not been on the ground when he's taking the snap, and so that's a good sign that that there have been no fumbles with him.
So he's taking direct snaps as well as shotgun stuff?
Yes.
Bill, you're indicated he's going back upstairs to work on Sunday.
Yes.
Was that your suggestion, his suggestion? What were your thoughts on that in general?
Well, Bill is basically going to call the game, and he has better vision when he's upstairs. He can see more things. What I found is when you're on the sideline, you get a pulse of the team. You can find out how they're feeling and how they're reacting, because you can look into a guy's eye and tell a little bit about him. But from the ability to view the game, it's a limited view that you have of the field and of what's happening. And so Bill wants a better view. So he's going to go upstairs and call the game from upstairs. Jim will be talking to Bill and directly to the quarterback. And so that's the communication that we'll have. And And Bill and I, we talked about whether, to keep him downstairs or to put him upstairs, and we decided that going upstairs would be probably the best thing.
As a coordinator, you were obviously down in the field. You obviously were willing to trade, having your own eyes up high with the better view for looking in the guy's eyes on the sideline?
Yes. I feel like that getting a feel for the players is best for me. And I've kind of always been on the sideline. I was in the box when I was coaching in college, but I've been on the sideline most of my career, and I like that feel of being able to talk to a player, to look him in the eye, to get a pulse of what's going on, and so that's what I do. Now, with that being said, you do have to have good eyes upstairs and people upstairs that do a good job for you and that you can count on and depend on. And I'm comfortable with the guys that we have upstairs getting the information to me, because I do have to rely on them to get information to me.
Do you have a go-to guy up there, or is it all kind of a team effort?
It's a team effort. I got Otis Smith and I got Adam Zimmer. Those are the two guys up there, and they're two sharp young guys, and they do a good job. And not only do they have to give me information, they have to record, the call, down and distance, the personnel, chart the routes, chart the plays, and it's a full-time job up there that they have, and they do a good job. And they come down at halftime and they draw stuff on the board, problem plays, and if they have an idea or thought, that they let me know what they think, and so then we make our adjustments and go from there.
You said the team's pressing. Is it because of all the change? Is it because the task at hand is so great, beating the undefeated Packers? Do you have a sense of why you feel like the team's pressing as you get closer to game time?
I thought it was just today that they were pressing a little bit. I didn't feel like they were pressing on Wednesday and Thursday. It was just today because of the execution. We didn't execute as well as I wanted us to. But then like I told them after practice, I said everything is not perfect, and if you got a play that's not a good play, you can't carry that with you to the next play. You got to put that one behind you. We have to get it fixed, put it behind you so that you can play good on the next play. And because if you keep carrying plays with you, bad plays with you, then you never play good because you're always worried about the bad ones, And like I said, toward the end of practice, they got sharper, toward the end and looked a lot better.
I'm sure that's true no matter who you play, but I think as you said earlier this week, you have to be as close to perfect as perfect can be to be able to handle this team coming in here.
Well, I think that you're probably right, and they've proven that that they get a lot of things done. This team coming in, the Packers, there's no way you can get around the fact that they're a very good team. But still, that's the thing about the NFL and athletics in general. You got to play the game. And when you go play the game, you just don't know what's going to happen. And that's the thing that makes it so interesting, because as good as the Green Bay Packers are, I believe they put their pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else does, Now, they play pretty good once they get those pants on, but, but still, our guys have been able to get up for the good teams. They've played hard and pretty decently against good teams, so I think they'll get up for this game, and I think that they'll play hard. And if we can, let's say, do enough of the right things, then we might have the chance to surprise some people.
Romeo, earlier this week, Aaron Rodgers recalled when he was coming out of college and meeting with you at the combines or whatever it was when he was before the draft. Do you remember any of those meetings with him? First impressions he might have made?
Well, you know what? When you talk to quarterbacks, usually they are pretty sharp individuals, and you'll always kind of remember, your demeanor that they have and how they present themselves. And I always thought that Aaron presented himself very professionally, and you were impressed with Aaron after you spoke with him. And since that time, every time I see him on the field, he always says hello. And but that's a sign of being a good pro and a good player and a good person.
Romeo, I bring this up at the risk of you changing it, and let me tell you, we don't want you to change, but you're so forthcoming and open and honest, and in the past we've had to kind of, it's like pulling teeth to get any information around here. I'm just curious if that's just your philosophy. I mean, you offered up who was going to start at quarterback. In weeks past, that would have never been offered up. Why are you so comfortable sharing information in a league in a day and age where it seems like every bit of information needs to be secret?
Well, you can try to be secret as much as you want to, or as you think you can be secrets, but in today's information society, there are no secrets, and I might say, oh, I don't know who the quarterback is going to be, but probably somebody has tweeted this or text that, and with enough digging, you could probably find out which direction I was leaning. And then the other thing is, I wanted the players to know where I stood, and so it's no need to beat around the bush and let them have to say, oh, go talk to the coach, he's the one who makes the decision. Well, I've made the decision, and this is how we're going. And I think that that's just better all the way around for me, Do
you sense a more relaxed atmosphere around the team at all because of it? Can you make a correlation between the two?
Well, I think the team appreciates the honesty. And that's what I found over the years, players. They want you to be fair, and if you're honest with them, that's fair. They may not like everything you say to them or the things that you have to say, but they do appreciate you being fair and honest.